All right, lesson 2. What we're going to look at in lesson 2 are the following concepts. Graphing and finding intersections. We're going to do substitution method by hand. We're going to do elimination by hand. We're going to do matrices on the calculator, not by hand. You will not be tested matrices by hand. That row reduced echelon form augmented matrices that you built from last year if you're in Algebra 2, you don't do that by hand on these tests. You don't do it on the SAT. You don't do it on the ACT. If you do choose to do math in your college career, yeah, you would do row reduced echelon form in that sense by hand. Okay? So here we go. First order of business. Substitution. Now, substitution in my opinion should be second to elimination. Okay? You should always go straight for elimination, especially if you're doing it by hand. So let's go ahead and start with elimination. Elimination is just that. We've learned this before. We're eliminating one of the variables. Understand the things that I'm going to throw in there with this today, though. New stuff for you to think about. So I want to line up my x's and my y's and my constants. So I line them up this way. And what would you do to write the second equation? What would you write? Negative 3x plus 6y negative 8. Is this the only answer you could have written? No. What would the other equation? I wanted you to think about this. What would the other equation, what could the other equation have been?
3x minus 6y.
Yep. Because I moved the 8 over here, I subtracted the 6 over there. And this can be written 3x minus 6y is equal to 8. They're both equivalent. Now, I want you to learn the concepts and the theory. Why are these interchangeable? Close? Did I multiply by a form of 1? Yes or no?
Yes.
No. I multiplied both sides of an equation by the same number. So it still makes it equal. You with me? Understand the concept and what I'm saying. So I didn't multiply by a form of 1. I just multiplied both sides by a form of negative, or a negative 1, which means that it's still equal. You with me? For instance, 4 is equal to 4. True? Yeah. So let's multiply both by negative. Is it still true? Yes. It's still the same thing. Still equivalent. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and eliminate this. So from these two equations, x or y, which one do you want to eliminate? X. Let's gravitate to eliminate x. That means I'm going to multiply this top by what? 3. A positive 3. Because the top will become a positive 3x minus 6y is equal to 12. And the bottom one still stays the same. Now, here we go. I've eliminated x, but I've also eliminated what?
Y.
Why? Because cancellations of addition cancel to 0. So both things went to 0, and the right one went to 4. Now, I'm going to tie this in for stuff that you also know from other things such as matrices, okay? Now look. If I built a matrix from this, and I'm going to tie these together, okay? I would have 1, negative 2, and 4. I'd have negative 3, 6, and negative 8. And you learned with a calculator, you could do a row reduced echelon form, and it would calculate it just like that. Are we good? Now, let's go to the calculator. Okay, so looking at the calculator, we're going to row reduce echelon form this. Good practice, please go ahead and press Home to Menu C, OK, OK. From here, please don't use the scratch pad. What I'm trying to do is teach you how to use the documents, because they can talk to one another, and you can have spreadsheets, you can have graphs, you can have the calculator page, multiple things. So it's more efficient to use the things on the right. So let's press 1 for a new document, we'll press Menu, and 1 for a calculator page. Now from here, from the calculator page, we're going to do row reduced echelon form, RREF. Now notice as I was typing these, they were italicized until the last letter. Guys, those of you who do programming as well, as soon as they stand up from being italicized, it's because it's a pre-coded function in the calculator built in that it recognizes, and it's ready for you to input the expressions or whatever. So we'll put parentheses, and now we're going to do the matrix. This button right here next to this book is a very, very commonly used button, okay? And I want to build a 2 by 3 matrix, so I'm not going to go to the 2 by 2, which is right here. I'm going to go over here to the 3 rows by 3 columns, otherwise 3 by 3 rows before columns. And I'm going to change this to 2 rows, 3 columns. Okay? 3 rows, 3 columns, or sorry, 2 rows, 3 columns. Now let's go to our coefficients that we wrote. We wrote 1, negative 2, 4, 1, negative 2, 4, and we wrote negative 3, 6, and negative 8. And this is what we get. Now, we got an answer that looks like this. Now, this is very important because they like to code, especially ACT, they like to code these kind of questions in the non-calculator math questions. And they do it in a way that they're really wanting you to gravitate to this matrix solution. Okay? When we listed these out, we said x first, y second, and then constants. Because x was first, guess what? This will be x. Because y was second, this will be y. You with me? Our goal is to analyze this matrix right here. And from those 4 numbers, the most important number that you see, guys, that I'm trying to tell you with these kind of questions, is that one right there. Look, with solving system of linear equations, you have either one answer, you have no answers, or you have infinite answers. You with me? Now, because this is a 0, which one or which ones of these could it be? Say again?
No solution.
So because this number right here that I just highlighted is huge. If it's 1, where I just highlighted it gray, if it's a 1, it's going to be one answer. And if it's anything other than 1, any number, it could be 20, 100, negative 3, whatever, anything other, it could be 0. Anything other than 1, it'll either be no solutions or it'll be infinite solutions. So right now I have a possibility of having two answers, right? So it could either be no solutions or infinite solutions. Well, how do you know from looking at this? You simply look at this number and the one to the right of it. This is with a 2 by 3. This is with a 3 by 4. It doesn't matter the dimensions of the matrix. And you ask yourself, are those equal? No. Because no, it would be no solutions. You with me? Now let me test you out. What if this was a 0? What would it be? Infinite solutions. Let me go back. What if this was a 1? One solution, not infinite solutions. It would be one solution because the very first question we need to ask ourselves is, if it's 1, it's one solution. If it's anything else, it's no solutions or infinite solutions. Okay? Alright, questions on that? Alright, so let's go back to our question. And, well, obviously, what's the answer on this? No solutions. Okay, so no solutions. Graphically, we can see it, but tell me attributes of no solutions. What's so special about no solutions? Parallel lines, right? And parallel lines have what? The same slope. Do they have the same y-intercept? No. And these are things to think about, guys, because the way they code these questions, okay? So different y-intercepts. Okay? How about this one? Do they have the same slope? No. So different slopes. Do they have negative reciprocal slopes? Must they have negative reciprocal slopes? No, they don't have to. If they do, then they would meet at a what? 90-degree angle, but they don't have to still only have one intersection. Okay? These are the same what? Same line, otherwise have the same slope and y-intercept. And you'll see, bless you, off the questions that we get what I'm talking about on this, okay? Alright, so let's go over here with substitution. Now substitution, we know, is just to get one of these variables by itself and throw it into the other piece. So you could get this as x is equal to 3 minus 3y, and all you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to plug it in here with parentheses, and you're going to solve for y. You with me? My hope is that you don't do this. I really hope you don't do substitution, guys. It's like the quadratic formula for factoring. It takes forever, and there's so much room for simple error, okay? My goal is, that's why I spent so much time teaching you that understanding of no solutions, infinite solutions, or just one with matrices, because I want you to use the elimination method. Yeah?
So if it were one solution, how would you determine what solution it was?
So if it is one solution, when you did this elimination method, you wouldn't have 0 left on the left side. You would either have an x or you would have the y left over. You understand? One of the variables would cancel, but not both of the variables. That tells you it's going to be this kind of answer. And once you solve for that variable, then plug it in to solve for the other one. Does that answer your question? Okay. All right. So let's move on, guys. Let's move on to this one. Oops, and I have the answers right there. Anyway, solving matrices and solving by graphing. Okay? This right here we did row reduced echelon form, did we not? Okay. So let's do this real quick just to build the matrix. Can someone tell me the coefficients of the top one? 3, -1, -31. How about the bottom? 1, -4, and 8. Perfect. Please go ahead and put this into your calculator so we can see the answer and get a little bit more practice with familiarizing ourselves with what we're looking for. And you can just scroll up if you want. Let me show you on the screen. You can scroll up if you want and then just change those numbers like this if you want. So you don't have to go through all the menus. Just get calculator acclimated, please. And you're just going to throw in those numbers. 3, -1, -31. And then you would have 1, -4, 8. How many answers do I have? 1, no solutions, or infinite solutions? 1, because of that number right there. So do I have to ask myself, since that's a 1, do I have to ask myself, are those equal? No. Because it's a 1, I go straight to, this is x, and this is y. Are we good? And you can put it like that, or you can write your answer like a coordinate pair. Okay? Alright. So, here's the thing. Let's go back to our notes. I'm going to teach this to you one time, and then hopefully you'll never use it again. Okay? Because I'm going to teach you something else that if it's a calculator question, you shouldn't be using either one of these two that I'm showing you right now. Here we go. What I just showed you right now was to enhance your ironically, was your non-calculator questioning. Okay? Let's do the graphing real quick. To graph these, I must get them first in what form? Slope-intercept. So y is equal to -4x plus 8. And then I could say -3y is equal to -2x plus 18. When I divide by the -3, I get a positive 2/3 x minus 6. These are the two that I'm about to graph. Okay? Let's go ahead and go to it. So, on the calculator, follow me, and I'm also teaching you how to use it with the graphs. I want you to press Control. I might have done that a little bit too fast. So from here, I want you to press Control Doc. And if you notice the blue letters above Doc, it's saying plus a page. And all these pages, I want you to think of these pages as tabs on your internet browser. So let's say this whole document, it's Google Chrome, okay? And all these pages are all tabs of different websites, okay? The cool thing about this calculator is all these pages talk to each other. So what I put on one page, I can recall on the other. Let me show you. Let's put, for the first function, we have negative 4x plus 8. So you're going to type in negative 4x plus 8. When you press enter, it will graph it. We go to the other one, and we're going to do 2/3 x minus 6. So press tab to get the other one. Press control divide and do 2/3. Oops, not 2/6. So 2/3. You can put x here. And it was 2/3 x minus 6. Okay, so minus 6. Now there's our answer right there. Our answer is where that intersection lies. If you soft mouse this big keypad and you just slightly soft mouse it, you can go and grab these by pressing in and hold, and then soft mouse away. Then soft mouse back, and I'm only moving it because I want you to see the answer when I find the intersection, and you can soft mouse away. Yes?
It's probably faster to use the menu analyze graph intersection.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just, for instructional purposes, I don't want it all messy there whenever it shows you, okay? So from here, we're gonna do menu, we're gonna press 6 to analyze graph, and we're gonna do 4 for intersection. Now, I will soft mouse somewhere to the left of that intersection, anywhere, and press the down on the keypad, and then I'm gonna soft mouse over, and the intersection already pops up as 3, negative 4. Our answer, guys, is 3, negative 4 for this one right here. Bless you. Otherwise, x is 3, y is negative 4. Okay? That's how we do it graphing. We've learned how to do it with row reduced. We've learned how to do it with graphing. And my hopes is you don't use either one. Here we go. This is what I hope you use. Put it in your notes, please. And some of you, from the looks of it, no one knows how to do this quite yet, but you will now. I want you to press Control left so that you can, oops, not that. Let's come over here. I'm rotating this on accident. That's not what I'm meaning to do. If I press Control left, it'll go to the calculator page. If not, guys, you can soft mouse and then press in on the keypad and it'll jump to the other page. However you want to do it, I like to do Control left. Now this is cool, what I'm about to show you. It's on the test, this calculator is permitted, and these are calculator questions. We will press menu, 3 for algebra, and 7 to solve a system of equations. Then we will press 1. How many equations are we given? 2. The default is 2. Let's say we were given 3 equations, it would change. Okay, if we were given 3 equations, it would change to x, y, and z. Okay, but that's not the default. The default, and most likely what you'll see, whoops, is going to be 2 equations. So just press enter, and this pops up. And we've wished this would happen for the longest time, that we could just simply type in what's on our paper, which is 4x what? Plus 8. No, sorry, plus y is equal to, that equals button is underneath the big blue button that says control. We're going to say 8. Then we're going to say 2x minus 3y is equal to negative 18, and sorry, positive 18. And when you press the enter, it solves for both. Yeah.
I put it in just without putting it in slope-intercept form, and it works too.
Yeah, that's what I just did too.
Oh, right.
I didn't change it into slope-intercept form. I did it just the way it sees it on your paper, and it goes for it, guys. So I hope that you use these calculators and you learn all the things that I'm going to be showing you, not only today, but on the videos that you will see of the online class, okay? Questions? My bad for going over, guys. Y'all have an awesome day. Please do your homework, and I will see you all tomorrow.
We get to